Currently, the US serves about half of people with public transportation in comparison to countries with the most advanced transit systems, such as Singapore, Luxembourg, and the UK. Much of the transit networks that do exist are concentrated in large metropolitan areas and cater to young working professionals. However, with the suburban population growing and with the migration of both domestic and international populations, public transportation needs to cater to Americans outside of urban centers as well. This directly exemplifies the goal of SDG Target 11.2, which hopes not only to expand the public transit system, but also make sure all people, especially those in vulnerable situations, are encouraged to use services by improving safety, affordability, and accessibility. In efforts to move the United States closer to SDG indicator of universal convenient transit access, I propose a four-step plan that will ideally bring 90% of people to public transport by 2050. However, there are some stakeholders, such as businesses within the automobile industry, who may believe that existing cultural norms that mark car ownership as freedom and status dismiss the need to develop a public transit system. But an increase of trust in public transit only develops after investments are made to improve the system. Unsurprisingly, the most transit heavy cities are also the ones where the greatest portion of residents regularly use public transit in the US. Portland serves as an example of one of these cities, experiencing a revival in downtown after the introduction of light rail and streetcar in 1986. The action plan I provide works not only to expand the lines, but also build a positive culture around public transit usage. First, the simplest way to reach more people is to extend existing CBD routes into key suburban areas. Next, building new secondary transit centers closer to the suburban populations using casual modes such as light rail will be helpful. Third, the network must function as an integrated system with logical transfers. Bus timetables, for example, should align with light rail and train schedules. And the fourth step directly counters the perspective of automobile companies by recognizing the importance of cultivating a positive culture around public transport through advertising. Ultimately, it is time for a broader shift in infrastructure that invests in public transport. As these improvements take shape, the cultural narrative will follow and benefits too. This action plan aims to expand reliable transit access to a greater share of of the American population, bringing the US closer to the sh- standards set by high-performing global transport systems. Thank you.